Hi, welcome to Capoeira with Soquete, and in this basic kick tutorial, we're going to be looking at the quintessential Capoeira kick, Meia Lua de Compasso. Now, Meia Lua de Compasso is probably one of the most challenging basic kicks, and it's mostly because of this imperfect orbit that the head has to take as the body rotates 360 degrees. And in addition to working with that imperfect orbit, we also need to discover those three phases: the loading phase, the release phase, and the reset. And again, so much of this is going to come from our elbows and our shoulders. When I'm in ginga position, one hand is up and the other hand is down by my side. Both of my elbows should be bent. So from here, I'm going to think about driving a bus, turning that huge steering wheel all the way over so that I can stretch my ribs out and lengthen this side of my body so that it's open and ready to pull back as I release my kick. So the loading phase is from ginga position. Heel goes down in the back. We take a slight step across in the front, and then our hips have to start really leaning forward. I've got my gaze on the front, and as I turn that steering wheel, I drive the bus upside down. My hands reach the floor and they point through my legs. My gaze needs to be under my armpit. So now all of my weight is forward and my thighs should be touching my rib cage. As I release the kick, the rear leg is already straight and ready to go, and I pivot on the ball of my foot all the way around to ginga position, and as I finish, I'm pushing this elbow forward in order to get that reset. So now let's look at that from the side. My ginga position is here, my head on the side, heel goes down, front foot steps across, and I start to drive that bus, turning that steering wheel, lengthening the distance between my left shoulder and my left hip, my hands through my legs, my weight forward enough so that my thigh is connected to my rib cage, my gaze once more in between my armpit and my leg. The rear leg is already straight and I've got as much weight pushed forward as I can. When I release the kick, the heel comes out and I finish all the way around in ginga position with my elbow here so that I may come up. So now as we practice a whole bunch of repetitions on one side and a whole bunch on the other side, I think it's going to be easier if you follow me. So I'm going to turn around and face the other way. So that means we both have our right leg back now. We're in ginga position and our arm is up. The heel goes down and we step across with those hips. We drive that hip forward and turn that steering wheel upside down, get the head upside down, hands on the floor. Now we can use these hands to help us spin. So we make sure this back leg is nice and straight and that our weight is forward. As I release the kick, keep your hand on the floor for now. That way you know you're going to be building a habit to finish low. Now let's reset. Let's do a bunch on this side and then a bunch on the other side. So ginga position is here, heels stepping across, hips leaning in, drive that bus, turn the steering wheel upside down, keep your eyes forward. Hands reach the floor, and as we release, we reset by throwing that elbow or driving that elbow forward before we come back up. Not just for safety, but also for balance. Once more, ginga position, heels stepping across, hips driving in, turning that wheel, hands to the floor, head is upside down, releasing that heel all the way around, pushing the elbow forward and driving up. That's 3 times, let's do 2 more. Ginga position, so the heels go down. We step across, the hip comes out, driving that bus, keeping your head forward and upside down as your hands reach the floor, your head is looking upside down, releasing the heel all the way around, making sure the back leg is bent when you're landing. That's going to help you to stabilize, and then standing up into your ginga. Once more, ginga position. So we go, heels down, stepping across, hips are out, driving the bus, looking upside down, really keeping your gaze forward, hands through your legs, release that heel, bending the back leg, driving that elbow forward, and allowing yourself to come up. That's 5 times with the left leg in front. Now let's do 5 times with the right leg in front. Head is on the side, heel comes down, we step across, driving that hip forward, turning the wheel upside down, taking your head upside down, hands through your legs, making sure your ribs are connected to your thigh, releasing your kick, pivoting all the way around and bending your knee. Bring yourself up with your left elbow in front. 4 more. Heels go down, hips driving out, head upside down, hands on the floor, looking through, using those hands to help you in rotation. Just because we're going slowly, making sure that back leg is bent, your head is on the side, and bringing yourself up. 3 more. Ginga position, heels go down. We step across, hips come out. Turn that steering wheel upside down. Turn your head upside down. Hands to the floor, leaning forward. Make sure your ribs are connected with your thighs. Releasing the kick, bending the knee as you finish, bringing yourself up. 2 more. Ginga position. Heels go down, hips across. Drive in those hips. Head upside down, hands on the floor. Releasing your kick, bending your knee as you land. Bringing yourself up. 1 more time. Ginga position. Heels, stepping across. Hips, turn that bus upside down. Head, hands, and driving your kick all the way out the back. Driving the elbow forward, raising yourself up. So now let's come back to facing the front. We're gonna break this down into 2 steps. First is the loading of the hips. The second is the loading of the ribs and the release and the reset all at once. It's a dynamic kick that requires some momentum. So this little breakdown will allow us to get our hips into position and also allow us to feel that drive of the driving of the bus and the release, head upside down and coming back with your elbow. So from here in Ginga position, we're gonna let that heel come down. We're gonna step across. We're gonna drive into the hip. Now we're gonna do this 3 times. 1, so you're driving the bus. 2, turning upside down. And on 3, releasing your kick and bringing yourself back to your Ginga position. Remember to let this leg be bent and drive that elbow forward in order to stabilize through that rib cage. Again, from Ginga position, heel goes down, hips come across. And now we're gonna drive that bus and lean into that hip. 1, head upside down. 2, head upside down. 3, releasing the kick, finishing in Ginga position. Again, elbow forward, bent back leg. Let's do it 1 more time. Heel goes down, we step across. 1, head upside down. 2, 3, release and reset with your elbow and your bent leg. Now let's do the other side. Ginga position. Heel goes down and we step across. Turning the bus as we drive the heel and turn the head upside down. 2, on 3, releasing the kick, resetting, bringing ourselves back up. Again, Ginga position, heel goes down, hip steps across. We've got this. 1, drive the bus. 2, 3, releasing the kick, finishing in Ginga position, bringing yourself back up. Again, heels go down, hips across, driving into the hips, turning the head upside down. 1, 2, 3, finishing, coming back up. So now that we've broken it down and we've put some practice in, let's try and bring it into our Ginga. As we Ginga, 3 Gingas, 1, 2, 3. From here, in order to give a little bit more momentum, I'm gonna lift this foot off and step it a little, so it's gonna be heels. 1, 2, drive into the hips, hands go upside down, we release the kick, and we finish, and we come back. Then it's 3 Gingas the other way. 1, 2, 3, 2 small steps. 1, 2, drive the bus upside down all the way around, come back to your Ginga and up. We'll put a little more momentum in. 2, 3, step, step, drive the bus, maintain that gaze. 3 Gingas. 1, 2, 3, 2 steps. 1, 2, drive upside down, finish in your Ginga position, back to Ginga. 1, 2, 3, step, step. Really working on keeping that gaze forward the whole time. Looking as far forward as you can. We go. 1, 2, 3, 2 steps. Now there's one-handed variations, there's no-handed variations, but I always suggest spending some time getting used to 2 hands before you really start to explore, because this is where the clean habits are developed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Getting a nice bend in that front leg, getting your momentum in, getting your hips forward, taking your eyes forward, just finding that balance. 2 more. Last one. Step, step. 3 more Ginga. So that's your Meia Lua de Compasso. Remember, these videos are designed so that you could watch, you can listen, and you can work along with me. You can always rewind and go back, you can speed videos up, you can slow them down, but what's really important to me is that you take the time to feel all the steps and work your way through it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're enjoying this content, please take a moment to subscribe, hit the notification button, support the channel, leave us a comment, ask us a question, give us some information. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.